The world stopped for Nancy Iskander on that dreadful September evening. Her two young sons, Mark and Jacob, were simply walking with their family, holding hands, when a speeding car shattered their world. Mark, 11, and Jacob, 8, were killed. The driver, Rebecca Grossman, a prominent socialite, was charged with their deaths. Yet years later, a mother's grief is compounded by a deafening silence. No apology, no remorse, just the unending nightmare of their absence. The courtroom became a stage for legal maneuvering, postponements, and a painful lack of closure. Nancy, clinging to the memory of her boy's laughter, found herself navigating a labyrinth of legalities, her cries for justice echoing in seemingly indifferent chambers. The world moved on, but for Nancy, time stood still, frozen on that horrific night. Her pain, raw and visceral, resonated with every heartbeat. "I just want to hear her say their names," she whispered, her voice breaking. "Is that too much to ask? To acknowledge the two beautiful souls she took from us?" But her pleas seemed lost in the legal wrangling, the focus shifting from the heart-wrenching loss to the complexities of the case. Rebecca Grossman, a woman of considerable influence, remained largely silent. Her legal team, a formidable force, skillfully navigated the legal landscape, securing postponements and delays. Public statements, carefully crafted and devoid of personal accountability, did little to quell the rising tide of anger and disbelief. The community, once a silent observer, began to stir, their whispers growing louder with each passing day. How can someone live with themselves carrying such a weight and not utter a single word of regret? Questioned a neighbor, his voice laden with disbelief. Social media platforms became outlets for the community's collective grief and outrage. Screenshots of Grossman's lavish lifestyle, juxtaposed against the Iskander family's devastating loss, fueled the growing sentiment that justice was being delayed, if not denied. The lack of an apology, a simple acknowledgement of the unbearable pain inflicted, transformed the tragedy into a symbol of a system seemingly skewed towards the privileged. The silence, deafening in its totality, only served to amplify the agony of a mother grappling with an unimaginable loss. Social media became a digital tapestry of shared grief and simmering anger. Hashtags like #JusticeForMark and Jacob and #Grossman Speaks Up trended, amplifying the community's demand for accountability. The silence from the Grossman camp was deafening, further fueling the public's perception of indifference. Local news outlets, initially focused on the legal proceedings, began covering the growing discontent, giving voice to the heartbroken community. Local businesses displayed signs expressing condolences to the Iskander family, some even refusing to serve as a silent protest against the perceived injustice. Candlelight vigils, initially intimate gatherings of mourners, transformed into larger demonstrations, a testament to the community's shared grief and outrage. The case, once a local tragedy, was quickly gaining national attention, with legal analysts and social commentators weighing in on the lack of remorse and its implications. The court of public opinion had rendered its verdict, driven by the raw emotion of a mother's grief and the deafening silence of the accused. The question remained, however, whether the legal system, often slow and arduous, would reflect the palpable anguish of a community united in their demand for justice. This tragedy transcends the courtroom. It speaks to a fundamental question. What is our collective responsibility to one another, particularly in the face of unimaginable loss? Does wealth, influence, or social standing absolve one from expressing basic human empathy? The Grossman case has become a flashpoint, igniting a conversation about accountability, not just in a legal sense, but within the very fabric of our shared humanity. Legal experts, ethicists, and social commentators have all weighed in, dissecting the implications of silence in the face of such tragedy. Some argue that an apology, while offering no tangible solace, can serve as a starting point for healing, a recognition of the immense pain inflicted. Others contend that silence is a strategic defense mechanism, protecting the accused from potential legal ramifications. Regardless of the rationale, the impact remains undeniable. The absence of any expressed remorse deepens the wounds of loss, leaving the bereaved feeling unseen, unheard, and ultimately disregarded. The Grossman case, in its silence, has become a stark reminder of the power dynamics that often pervade such tragedies, leaving many questioning the true meaning of justice in a society grappling with empathy and accountability. As the legal battle continues, one thing remains painfully clear. The deep wounds left by this tragedy extend far beyond the courtroom walls. The lack of an apology, a simple yet profound act of human compassion, has compounded the Iskander family's grief, leaving them grappling with not just the loss of their precious boys, but also the unsettling realization that true justice may remain elusive. The court of public opinion has already rendered its verdict, fueled by the raw emotion of a mother's unending grief and the deafening silence of the accused. Yet, true justice encompasses more than legal accountability. It demands empathy, remorse, and a recognition of the profound human cost of this tragedy. The Grossman case serves as a stark reminder that even in the pursuit of justice, some wounds run too deep, some silences too profound to ever truly heal. The quest for accountability continues, a testament to the enduring strength of a mother's love and a community's unwavering pursuit of justice for two young lives tragically cut short.